Bee mountain. Wow.
Yes, there's a bee mount, and it is exactly what you said. It's a mount that you ride around on, and it is a European honeybee style mount.
That's rad.
It's really, really cool. So what you have to do is you have to get a bee pet. There's 2 ways you can do it. One takes a week, and one you can just buy if you've got the right currency for it. Then you go to the beekeeper, who won't talk to you unless you have the bee pet. And then he says, oh, you can go and check out the hive. I forget the exact dialogue. And then you go over there, and then the beekeeper dances with the bee queen to introduce you. I'm not making this up. And then you're introduced, and then you have to go around the zone collecting like jelly, like royal jelly, that sort of thing. So you just collect mountains upon mountains upon mountains of jelly. I've collected 200 so far, and I've not made a dent in it at all. I'm pretty sure I will need thousands of jellies. So that's all there is. And then you become exalted with the bee faction, and then they give you a bee mount of your very own. I'm very excited for that.
Oh, so you turn in the royal jelly for rep.
For rep, yeah, and that's the only way to get rep. There's you can get like 500 rep per week from a rare, I think, and that's it. And there's like events that can give you bonus side. It's confusing. I don't really know how it works, but I do. I'm only at the start, and there is a long way to go.
Mitch gets it.
It
sounds.
It's almost done. I'm just slow.
I fully understand what I fully understand what you're talking about too. It just sounds painful.
Do you remember the you know how you would get the nether drakes?
Yeah.
You have to go and collect eggs. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
do you get them from? Can you only find jellies in what's it called? Storm
Song Valley. Yeah, but all around the place. They're everywhere.
Okay.
But you only ever can really get like one, maybe like 3 or 4 at a time, like per node. Kind of like herbs, but they're everywhere. So you just fly around, acquire them.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good thing to do when you have nothing else to do. That's how I would frame it. If you actually have something more fun that you want to do, then absolutely go and do that.
Welcome to... Wait, whose turn is it to do the intro?
I think it's my turn. Yeah. So we'll get away from that game that podcast is definitely not about. Welcome to Pokemon X and Y. And I'm Bianca.
I'm Brendan.
And we're not here to talk about the bee mount in WoW. We're here to talk about 2 things. It's not particularly related, but sort of. Shiny Pokemon and also horse Pokemon. You go. I feel like I was about to cut you off already. We're off to a flyer.
No, I thought you were about to keep talking.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I was about to say it's a little, they're 2 very weird topics. Then I remembered, of course, why we're doing the horse themed one, because it was Melbourne Cup today, which I forgot was even on until about 3 p.m. And I was like, oh yeah, that happened this morning, I guess. I didn't even know who won. But yes, so we're keeping with we've done all the sporting things. We've done the Easter thing. We've done a lot of themed episodes. This is sort of another themed one.
And last week, if you saw it, we returned to our sort of original format. And I wanted to do that this time, but I was telling Bianca right beforehand, I sat down on my computer. I was like, all right, time to write up a fun little presentation, and then I just had no inspiration. And I thought, I'm not just gonna pick one and just force out a presentation and some ideas, because then this stream would become work, and that'd be fucking terrible. At the moment, it is not work, and at the moment, I still look forward to doing this. Like, sometimes I'm like, man, if I had a stressed and rough day, I should postpone the podcast. And I'm like, no, wait. Doing the podcast is like the opposite. It's a good stress relief. So yeah. So anyway, I might start. You started last time, and my topic is much shorter.
Yeah, sure.
There's not many horse Pokemon. There's a few that you could argue, and I've included some of those. But yeah, it's really, you'd think that there would be bee Pokemon would be great, but we've got Beedrill, and we've got the honeycomb thing, and that's it. I was thinking it would be cool if there was a European bee, like Bumblebee style Pokemon. But yeah, we don't really have one other than Beedrill, which is like menacing.
Beedrill's more like a wasp. Yeah. I get the wasp vibe. I get the fear, the angst You know, I don't get the love that I would feel from a bee. I see a bee and I feel joy. I see
Yeah.
beetle, I feel fear.
Yeah. Also, you may have noticed there is one decoration in my room in the background.
Aha. And it's not your roommate's, is it? Because she didn't have enough room to put her
No,
things,
no,
right?
no, no, no. This is actually mine. It's just it's the Japanese cover art of Princess
Princess
Mononoke.
Mononoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
great.
cool. My favorite. It's one of my favorite pieces.
Pieces. It
It's a
is
beautiful
art.
piece.
Yeah. High art. Very high art.
Anime is
Um,
art.
I just said if I seen the new Galar Mr. Mark, whatever, that will write its own episode. It will. I haven't seen it yet though. Because this probably we probably should touch on the fact that a bunch of shit got
Oh
leaked.
shit! Yeah, we need to touch on that.
Yeah, yeah. So there was a leak. I went and looked at some of it, but not all of it. I looked at the evolutions that had for the starters that had been released. I don't know if more have since I looked, but I saw a leaked one for Grookey and a leaked one for Sobble. I don't want to spoil it inadvertently for anyone who's trying to avoid it, but boy howdy, there is some things in store.
Yeah. Wait till you see Gala Mr. Mime. I think there might be two of them. I don't fully understand what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the other thing, of course, that got leaked, I don't think this is too controversial to talk about, is the Pokedex, because people sort of already knew this was coming. There's some interesting choices of things that are in versus what is not in. But I guess that's what you have to do when you've got 800 goddamn Pokemon. Like, and you were talking about this in our Discord before about how they've painted themselves into a corner, Game Freak, because they were like, we've made future-proof models for the 3DS, but we're not even future-proof at all. And then now they have to redo all of that work, which sucks. And I understand that problem, but like, just that it's Pokemon. How do you guys print fucking money? Just do it. Like,
Exactly. It's literally, I think last week became the most successful franchise in media history.
yeah,
So yeah, you think you could put a few extra dollars towards the new Pokemon game, maybe?
yeah,
Nintendo, maybe?
yeah. I'm loath to go off on a tangent already, but I will. I was watching a video about Hideo Kojima. I've watched a lot lately. I don't know why. It's because Death Stranding's coming out, but
Yeah.
about how his time at Konami went, and I find it astounding that somebody was like, "Hey, the guy that makes Metal Gear Solid, which is critically acclaimed and sells millions of copies, let's just not give him enough money to finish the things that he's doing." Like, it's just like such a nonsensical thing. I feel the same way about this. I'm like, just fucking make the models again. Like, just do it. Like, that's fine that that's the problem, but just fix it. It seems insane to me that it's not fixed.
Yeah, well, look, not to continue the tangent, but I will. The thing with Metal Gear Solid 5 in particular was even more insane because, the budget on that game blew out like fucking crazy because Kojima just kept adding things that didn't necessarily need to be in the game. However, Konami went with the sunk cost fallacy sort of route where they were like, okay, time to cut you off now, when the game was like nearly finished. And there's an ending to that game and it's not done and you can watch it, and that's it really helps tie the story together because there's literally plot threads in Metal Gear Solid 5 that just go
nowhere.
unfinished.
Yeah. They just sort of end. Yeah. It was the first Metal Gear Solid game that I played. I watched Mitch play it. And like, I was confused, right? Because of course, but I was really fucking confused. Like, there were a lot of characters in that game that just appeared and then like nothing happened. And like, you would be talking to somebody and it would be like, they'd be alluding to things and then you'd just be like, well, we're finished with that and we're moving right along. It's really obvious, like really, really obvious.
Yeah, so there's two continents or maps in MGS5. There was originally supposed to be 3, which is where the last one would have taken place in like a more rainforesty setting, and it would have concluded the arc of that little kid named Eli, which would have been really, really good to sort of finish that narrative off because it's sort of
kind of important.
It's kind of important to Metal Gear Solid 1. Yo, it's the backstory of the antagonist of the first game.
No, that's
No.
don't worry about it. Just release the game already. Put more microtransactions in it for some reason.
Also, Konami has just gone full on into licensing their video games into pokey machines now.
Yeah, like pachinko and stuff. It's
not they've moved on from, like, they probably still do pachinko, but pachinko is slightly different because pachinko is slightly different because technically it's a game of skill, even though it's not.
yeah.
So it doesn't come under the same gambling laws in Japan, I believe.
Okay.
But pokies are different.
Right.
Yeah. Does that make sense? I don't know if any of that made sense.
I sort of get what you're saying. They've become a proper gaming company. I always think it's funny how, like,
Yeah.
in RSLs and stuff, they talk about the gaming industry, and what they're talking about is pokies. They're not talking about video games. And now Konami is a gaming company now.
That's I wonder if video gaming or gaming is more lucrative, because we know that video gaming is bigger than the film industry in terms of money. I wonder if it's bigger than the gambling industry, because if it is, then you could say, well, why isn't it just called gaming?
I reckon gaming in terms of just the pokies isn't bigger, but I reckon gambling absolutely is bigger. Yeah, gambling, especially in Australia. This country is so fucked with gambling. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, there's also like underground gambling, the black market. Speaking of fucking fucked up shit, actually, I'll go back into the leaks really quickly. We were discussing like how to cover the leaks of all these Pokemon, because we could just have gone through all of them and given them a review. We just saw what we were doing. We were doing them as they were announced, which I think was a good policy. But now they're sort of all been out there. I guess we don't really want to cover all of them, and this is just a vibe thing, right? But yeah, it feels like we shouldn't cover all the leaks, and we should, if they try to announce more of them, like, sure, we'll do a quick look at them.
Yeah, like an official announcement is a bit different from just like a bunch of random screenshots that some dude posted on Google Drive.
yeah. And then on the 15th, when the game comes out, I reckon we could do like one an episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Cool. All right, so let's get into the horse talk that I've typed up.
The horse talk, and I'd love to ask you on screen. Can you flick me a link to your horse slides, your horse deck?
Yes,
as it were.
Oh no, everyone's getting the shareable link now. You can see it. You can all open it up, but you can't edit it.
Thank you.
So, yeah, there's really not that many. You think it would be like fertile ground. Lots of different horse ones, but I obviously did a comprehensive hours-long search to every single Pokemon to find all the horses. Yeah, it's not that many. So obviously Ponyta, Rapidash, first thing on the mind. I only just noticed that Rapidash has a horn as well.
Yeah, it is a unicorn. Gets glossed over though.
Yeah, it does. I feel like Rapidash could, like, obviously Rapidash is getting Galarian, Rapidash, Galarian Ponyta. I would really like a third evolution where it has wings, right? Becomes
like a Pegasus. Yeah, that would be rad. That would be really rad.
Type. Yeah.
It's my favorite type combination. I know we've discussed this before, but
fire flying. Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Real quickly on the leaks. The leaks.
The leaks.
Scorbunny's leaked final evolution is not a fighting type, which shocked me because it looks like a fighting type. And they obviously wanted to make it a fighting type, and then they're like, not fighting.
Yeah. They must have like done all of the work and gone to it, and then someone was like, you fuckwits aren't seriously making another firefighting starter final evolution. They were like, no, it's actually not.
Yeah. I feel like starters should only get a secondary type. One, if everyone else gets one, because like it's bullshit. Like even Gen 1, like Venusaur is a poison type as well, and Charizard is a flying type, and Blastoise is just a water type. I feel like the only way to do it is if you do it like they did in Sun and Moon, where they all have secondary types and they're all still like the holy trinity of of type effectiveness because they had the secondary types of fairy, dark, and ghost. So yeah, I feel like that's the only way you can do it.
That is the way to do it.
Yeah, and you could play around with that. Find new holy trinities of type effectiveness. You know, but nah, fuck it. Fighting fire type. Fuck you. So we move on to, obviously wanted to include this. The Galarian Rapidash leaked as well, as most of them did. Damn, Galarian Ponyta is good. Damn.
Yeah.
And it's a Shield exclusive, and I'm gonna have to get someone to trade me one.
I'll trade it to you.
Thank you. We said it
because I know we said it at the time, but you're also my only friend on the Switch, so
yeah. Let's move on though. This is like the actual full-on horse, very horse. And you'll never guess this next fact I'm about to say, Bianca, but there's some horny fan art for Mudsdale going around.
Stop it.
I'm lost for words for how honest I'm being.
Think about the state of all of those sorts of forums when Galarian Ponyta is released in earnest. That's it's just straight out of My Little Pony. I'm very concerned.
Yeah, I mean that's what they were going for. And look, I know not all My Little Pony fans are horny for the pone, but
a lot of them are. There's an awful lot of images that say to the contrary.
I don't know if a lot of them are. However, it is overpowering.
Yeah,
they have the layout. They
vocal minority.
Yes, a vocal minority. The silent majority is the opposite. of that,
the quiet. They're the quiet My Little.
Yes. Mudbray, obviously based on a Clydesdale, big ass horse. That's the idea. But Mudbray over here is more based on a mule donkey. Or a donkey. Yeah.
Yeah, like they've very clearly become like a draft horse, but it's like also extremely clearly a donkey mule thing, not like or a very very odd pony. But I'm not getting that vibe.
Yeah, well, they're the same genus, but they're different species. But as I've mentioned before, I do like the. Got to bring it up again. The narrative of the evolution here, I love that. It goes from a little donkey boy into a giant fucking horse. Now, this next one was really interesting. The most interesting thing is that I can't remember what either of these Pokemon's names are. Actually, the second one is Zebstrika.
Yeah, it's probably Striker, but whatever. And the other one is Blitzel.
Yes.
Because I had these Pokemon in Gen 5 and I loved them for some reason. I really got that. Don't ask me why, but I definitely did. That's all.
I don't know why. I don't care for them. They're totally fine. I would even say they're both good. Just don't care.
I just think they were electric type, and perhaps at that point in the game I really needed / wanted an electric type, and they weren't shithouse, and they kind of like carried through a few gyms, and I was like, fuck yeah, you do it.
One sec. Water went down the wrong way.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's fine. And I need to do a big cough. But I was like, I can't include these because they're zebras. I only found that out today. I thought they were completely different animals.
Well, I mean, I feel like I never actually thought about it. I just was like, yeah, they have to be in the same category as like donkeys and horses. Like, there's only so many animals that are in that, giraffes are just long horses type thing. Like there's only so many that have like those big tall legs and.
Well, giraffes are it's a bit far, but
like okay, sorry, I remember there being a joke at some point that was going around on the internet about giraffes just being long horses. That might have been a little bit too obscure for me to bust out, but it's definitely just a joke. I don't actually think giraffes are long horses.
Yeah, no, but I did not think that you could classify a zebra as a horse, but yeah, they are. It's the same genus. And donkeys as well. They're from the same thing, so they're just different species of horses that evolved in Africa, and there's different breeds of zebras as well.
Really? I did not know that. I would have just expected there to be one zebra.
I don't think there's as much variance as like a normal horse. I think they're all mostly black and white stripes, but they probably change in different sizes and slightly different shapes and that sort of thing.
So it's like kangaroos. You ask an Australian, of course there's fucking different types of kangaroos. You ask
Yeah.
anyone who doesn't live in this country about the different types of kangaroos, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
there's more than one. Like,
You got the big beefy boys, the red kangaroos.
yeah.
They're the most important ones.
Mm-hmm.
This next one, I'm gonna have to apologize in advance for the picture that came up. But this is like the only decent picture I could find for some reason.
It looks like the official art. Like it's in the style of the official art.
It is official art.
Oh, interesting. Interesting choice.
You remember when Overwatch came out and there was a controversy because of the Tracer pose where she's looking backwards and she's got her butt out? Did they have to do it with this guy? Do they have to have that little line there on its butthole?
It's really, I don't like it at all. It could have, I don't know what he's, like, do you know what the worst thing is?
Yes, I do.
I could have bought it. Okay, well, I could have bought this whole thing if he was clearly like doing like a kick, like a double-legged kick, like as horses are known to do. But he's not. His legs are apart. And it's weird. And I wish that they had drawn it so that he was actually kicking behind him, because it would make 100 million times more sense and not look nearly as fucked as it does right now. This sucks.
Whoa.
Who drew this? I'm Googling it.
James. It could have been. Oh no, it wasn't James. I know it wasn't James. But this is Gen 5. It sounds like it's called Caldeo, but Keldeo.
Keldeo.
I don't know if it's Keldeo or Keldeo. I'll look it up.
I mean, I say Keldeo, so that's a sure bet that it's Keldeo.
Yeah. If you haven't looked it up yet, do you know what type it is?
It is a water fighting type.
Yeah.
Fire is not the only one that gets it.
Get fucked. How is this a water? Anyway, I feel like Keldeo can do with its own episode. Because it. Oh,
Can I say something?
Yes, you can, Mitch.
Keldeo has a sick backstory.
Keldeo has a sick backstory.
Yeah,
It's like Rocky.
Because it's I know a little bit because it's part of like a trio that are based on the Three Musketeers, and Keldeo is the fourth Musketeer.
Oh,
I believe.
interesting. Interesting. I am absolutely. We should do an episode on him then if he's got a good backstory, because I feel about Giratina now. So.
Oh right, yeah. Tell Mitch that we can do it next week.
Yeah,
I
it'll
don't
be
know
done.
if he's listening or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he'll know. He'll find out.
He'll find out at some point when we start talking about it.
Yeah,
there's more to go on. These that's it for full on, like, these are definitive horses. These next two are, I saw them included on some lists of horse Pokemon. I would disagree with both of them, but you brought one of them up.
Yeah.
Last time.
Yeah. So,
Taurus.
firstly, Taurus is not a fucking horse.
Yeah, let's fuck this off, because I saw it included on lists, and it's like, you don't know what a horse is.
Yeah, that's somebody who's never seen a fucking bull or a bison in their life. So yeah, I brought this up because I know it's called Giraffe or Giraffe or something.
Yeah, Giraffe, yeah.
And it's got the giraffe color of brown and yellow. But its neck just isn't long enough. Like, I feel like if this had come out last gen, they would have been brave enough to just make it really fucking long, like a Alolan Executor. And I feel like it was like hindered by the technology of its time in that it's got a normal sized neck, which just makes it look like a baby giraffe or a imitation horse giraffe.
Yeah.
Because it's just not big enough. That's the only thing. Like, it's horse dimensions.
I think we're supposed to have an evolution, or this was the second evolution or something like that. So there was room to grow, but they abandoned this entire concept.
It's such a weird fucking Pokemon. I remember thinking it was weird when I originally played Gen 2. Because it just sort of appears randomly about maybe a third of the way or quarter away through the first continent. And it's just like, it's just there. It doesn't evolve. It looks fucking weird. It doesn't relate to any of the area that it's in. It's not very good. It's got a weird fucking, what the shit is that Pac-Man thing on its tail? Like, very, very strange. And stranger in the original sprite.
Yeah. So I would say, as we already established on this very stream, Giraffe does not equal long horse. However, I think Giraffe you could make, and I would agree with the argument that it's a horse. It looks like a horse, albeit a weird alien horse. And obviously they're going for Giraffe, but they, as you mentioned, just too scared. So maybe one day when they make a Pokemon series based on Africa, which will literally never happen, they can bring out a regional variant with a big long neck. That would be rad.
That would be really cool. And then they would finally, Alolan Executor would have some, he would have some company up there, you know? Because he's the only one. It'd be awfully fucking lonely being up there. At least he's got that weird butt face to talk to people with. But then he's up there, you know? No one else can get up there.
What if the Giraffe Rig's neck was really long, but the butt neck was long too? It looked like
That's
a golf
awful.
club.
Oh man, that's awful.
Yeah.
I don't like it. You know what it looks like? It looks like an old timey fucking gear shift. thing,
Oh,
like
right.
a car.
Yeah.
Like a manual one. Whatever you have. I don't know. I don't drive manual, but you know the thing that I'm talking about. The clutch, the thing.
Yep.
That's what it looks like to me.
The gear stick.
The gear stick. That's the one.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe that's how you issue commands to Giraffe Rig. Put it in attack mode.
Psychic.
Reverse. Fuck.
Great concept.
Yeah.
Explore this.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to doing this Caldeo episode though.
Yeah. Now that I know he's got a good backstory, maybe he's got a movie or something we can watch. Or watch clips of.
Caldeo.
That would be cool.
Caldeo has its own movie, I'm pretty sure.
Awesome. And actually, just something I really want to quickly mention, because I know my friend Dom mentioned it to me in person some time ago. I'm very, very, very keen to do a movie watching stream type thing for Detective Pikachu. But do you know that you can't fucking get a hold of it digitally, like in Australia, at all, unless you just torrent it?
Huh.
Because if you go on the website, it's like, yeah, buy it from like all of these places. Like you can buy it from the Apple shop, or you can buy it from their website, or you can buy it from all these other places. None of them are actually licensed to sell in Australia. And so I was like, okay, that's a little weird. Maybe I'll just go to JB Hi-Fi and buy a copy and it'll come with a digital version.
Oh, that's what I was about to look up.
Yeah, no, I went to JB Hi-Fi and I looked at their copies of Detective Pikachu, and they're all, and it's specific, it's like doesn't include a digital copy, it's just the disc. So I was like, fuck, if I wanted to watch it on stream or like do clips of it or something, I'd have to buy a fucking Blu-ray reader for my computer and plug it in and then do it that way. And that seems like a lot of effort. I don't know if I'm going to do that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Anyway.
Yeah, I'm quite disappointed about that. They should chuck it on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Let me buy it. Let me buy it on Google Play Movies or something.
Who produced it? Was it Legendary? I think that was a production house.
Yeah, I think so. I forget actually.
I mean, actual production, not like the distributor, I mean.
Yeah.
Let me look it up, because that might give you a bit of a better answer. But also, it's Australia, and like, fuck.
Yeah. We're fucked.
Yeah. So, streaming.
Distributed by Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers and Toho. So, I don't know who Warner Brothers has tie-ins with for streaming in Australia. Do they have stuff on Stan? Anyway, we'll talk about this later.
Well, yeah, we'll figure this out.
But I would definitely like to do at least a movie review, Pokemon movie review.
Yeah.
At some point, maybe when you're moved in, we can figure out the best way to do
that. Yeah, that would be really fun.
The first movie, fuck. Might cry on stream if you do that.
That's okay. That's okay. Let it all out.
All right. Now it's your time to shine. Wow. Ooh. I didn't even plan on saying that sentence when I started talking.
That is, I love it. We're getting us in the mood. So I watched a YouTube video a couple of weeks ago, and they mentioned a handful of like interesting facts about shinies, amongst other things. It wasn't even like focused about shiny Pokemon. I was like, damn, I didn't know that. Should do an episode on this shit. And then I decided, actually, just shiny Pokemon are insane. Some of them, at least. We should just talk about them in general. Yeah. So, I like the image that you've put in here. This is really great.
It's not related to anything at all, but I saw it.
No,
I was
it's
like,
not. I just really like it. Yeah. So the thing I really want to stress is that the disparity, like the scale of which shiny Pokemon exist at, which is like bad to good, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. There's some really fucking awesome ones. And then there's some ones where I just look at it and I'm like, oh, that looks hideous. Like I would be, and to my point, I've never actually gotten a shiny Pokemon. I've never run into one, and I lost interest in Let's Go to do the farming thing to get shinies because you could reliably get them, but I couldn't do it, couldn't stomach it. Which leaves me extremely fearful that at some point I'm going to run into one, and it's going to be a hideous one, and it's going to be like, well, that's my 1 in fucking 8,000th chance or whatever it is. And the thing I want to point out too is that most shinies, from what I can see, and I will do a quick experiment afterwards to see if you think the same thing, are either green, pink, or gold. Like that. That's the predominant palette of shinies. So unless you're a Pokemon that is already one of those colors, and even then it's not a guarantee, your shiny will be one of those colors. So I sure hope you like those colors. Because we're going to see a lot of them.
Yeah. I feel like I have my own opinion on each of these points. Yes, there are some real shockers. There's some real fucking cool ones. I feel like this would have been a real... I mean, the entire concept. There's some that they hit them out of the park and some are just shit. And I feel like all the color swaps should be good.
Yeah, and it's and as I'm about to show you, there are some awesome ones that look really cool, and there's some where I'm just like, oh boy, that would suck.
Yeah. You've never caught a shiny organically. I've caught a shiny organically once, and it was actually when I was recording a Pokemon Let's Play for my old YouTube channel.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was like, so I was doing Fire Red and I was doing a Nuzlocke. I think I only ever put out like 2 or 3 episodes of it because no one was watching it, which is how most things went back in the day. But yeah, and I fucking found one while I was recording. I was like, holy shit, it was a shiny PG right like at the start of the game.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I will go dig up that video. I'm sure it will be embarrassing, but I'll play it next stream. I should have done that before this stream, but I'll go find it and we can go watch it.
A treat for next time.
I was almost definitely drunk whenever I recorded it too. So yeah, even before this topic, whenever I think of shinies in my brain, most of them are either green or pink.
Yeah,
and not a great shade of green either.
Yeah, that's. Don't worry, we'll get to it.
Also, that video you're talking about, was that Did You Know Gaming?
Yeah, it was. I've linked it on the next one. It's very interesting. There's some very interesting tidbits on there, which is a good thing that we can talk about on the next slide because I'm going to yoink some of them straight out of it.
Yeah.
So you'll see those 2 screenshots I've got down there, which is from the Gen 3 catching tutorial and the Gen 5 kind of like intro cinematic.
Yep.
So there's a 1 in 8,192 chance that the Minchino will be shiny. And as you can see, he's pink, really setting the tone for what you're going to see.
We all know how I feel about pink flash monsters, but
go on.
Yeah.
And then, in Gen 3, when the catching tutorial thing happens, and I think it's like that's Wally, catches the rolls, it can be shiny. But then later on, it won't actually be shiny. It'll only be shiny during the actual scenario. But if you ever battle him later, he's just got a regular rolls, which makes me think like that's pre-programmed for him to have.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Cause,
yeah.
But I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but I'm interested in the Minchino example in particular because I didn't know that it was actually generating an individual Pokemon sprite every time you boot up the game. That's fucking weird.
Yeah,
that's really interesting that they do that.
Yeah, but I think it's just Gen 5 that did that because none of the other gens are called out that they have that as a possibility. Lots of the catching tutorials, it's possible, especially when it's just like some random old person showing you how to do it, not your rival. I think the Gen 2 remakes, it was possible as well, but that's obviously not relevant because you never see that Pokemon again anyway.
But the Rels thing makes sense.
Yeah. It's just really relevant to all of our core audience's interests. So this video, which is called Obscure Pokemon Facts by Did You Know Gaming, it came out about 3 weeks ago or something. They were talking to, what was his name? It was like Ken Sugimoro or something.
Yeah,
no, Sugimoto.
Yeah.
And who's obviously one of the illustrators, did a lot of the original illustrations for Pokemon back in the late 90s and early 2000s. And he was talking about like Pokemon design, and specifically called out that one of the things that they absolutely consider for every Pokemon in order for it to be like real and believable is what and how a Pokemon would eat. And the example they give is about like if they were going to make a car Pokemon, as an example, they would have to consider, well, what is its fuel source and what makes logical sense and how would it ingest it? Like, do you just fucking plug the fuel tank in? You just put like petrol in it? Maybe, but it's something that must be considered. Which, just given how often edible Pokemon comes up, it's just interesting that it's everyone's talking about it, how Pokemon eat, what their digestive system is and how it works.
I might be totally off base, but I'm pretty sure that thing that you mentioned about thinking about what they eat is really interesting. I'm pretty sure that is a Miyazaki thing, not the Dark Souls Miyazaki, the Ghibli Miyazaki. I'm pretty sure that sort of concept stemmed from him, because there's a famous story about him teaching some students about animation, and he was telling one of them, he's like, what if I told you that Totoro is actually like only eats meat and is actually like a monster and like craves like blood and stuff like that? And there was one student that was like, no, that's not true. And he's like, what are you talking about? Why is that not true? And she's like, well, its teeth are rounded, so it's a vegetarian. And then he was like, you have passed the test.
That's crazy. I haven't heard that story before. That's super interesting.
I'll find the full thing. I mean, that was obviously a contracted version of the story.
That's really super interesting. Yeah. I thought you were going to say another thing when you're talking about Miyazaki and food, just because of how iconic food in Ghibli movies is.
Right.
And I just feel like I want to fucking rip that off Willy Wonka style and just eat it.
Yeah. It's particularly in Spirited Away. There's some good looking food in that movie, but it's also sort of the point. Food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on the fact side before we jump into the shinies?
No, let's just get on with it.
So these are shinies that you wanted to highlight for one reason.
Yeah, just for discussion purposes. I haven't done a ranking system as such, like this is the best and this is the worst, because as I said to you before the stream started, there are 800 Pokemon and I didn't look at literally everybody's shiny. I just picked out some choice ones because that would take too long.
Yeah.
So this let's start off with the shiny, which I originally didn't include, but I thought it's super important.
Oh yeah.
So Gen 2 was when shinies started, because obviously they didn't have coloured sprites before then, so a little bit hard to do the whole concept of a shiny. And obviously they really wanted to, given how rare they were, they had to make sure everybody knew about them because not everyone was going to see them. So they have a scripted encounter with a red Gyarados at the Lake of Rage. This encounter, hype as hell. I was so fucking excited to get a red Gyarados. I put my fucking Magikarp that I'd had for 20 levels at that point in the bin, and I was like, red Gyarados. It has a sparkle whenever it comes out. It's bright red. Oh, love it. That's all I want to say. I just this the way that they introduced shinies in Gen 2, massive tick. Picked the perfect candidate, honestly, to get people like introduced and excited about shinies.
I have an extremely non-controversial opinion. Whenever I would play Gen 2 games, as soon as I got to Lake of Rage, Gyarados, come in my party, buddy. You're red.
Oh yeah, because he was so special. Like,
yeah, fuck yeah.
It was kind of like at that point sometimes, because I didn't have like a trading cable or something. So whenever I traded with an NPC, I'd be like, fuck, this is like a special Pokemon. It's got a different trainer ID and everything. Like, you can be in my party. Pales in comparison to red Gyarados.
Just a real quick sidebar. I've been reminded looking at these images, but the sprites in the original Gen 2 games are so weird and they look different to everything else, and it's so cool. Like, the sprite for the trainer right there, it doesn't look like anything else in another Pokemon game. Like, it doesn't look really overly cartoony or anything like that. I don't know, it reminds me of being really serious, and I don't know, it's got a really weird, dreamy like aesthetic. I don't know. It might just be my nostalgia. I'm not entirely sure, but
yeah, because I never played the first gen when it came out. Like, this is what I know. So like, I don't have a frame of reference to think that it looks like different or anything. It's just like, oh yeah, that's just what it looks like. But you can definitely see like, if you compare the sprites through generations, which I'm going to link a website at the end, which is awesome for this. That's why I used it to make this presentation. and the way that the sprites changed over time, it's super interesting to look at. And certainly, like early on, there was a certain theory to how they were putting them in these tiny little sprites with a limited amount of pixels, as opposed to now what they can do with many animation frames to play with.
And you look at that Gyarados sprite there. There's a fuckload going on, and it looks incredible. That is such a good sprite. It looks rad as hell.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
But yeah, it's cool that they introduced them and also had this, like the Lake of Rage as a side story to introduce the concept of shiny Pokemon. Really cool.
Yep. So without further ado, let's just look at some shinies. Let's just look at some shinies in general. So here's Nidoqueen and also Nidoking. Now, Nidoqueen looks like an orc who is going to the beach to me. Now, I just want to stress that I showed this to Mitch, and Mitch was like, "What are you talking about? That looks awesome. I love it." And I can't disagree more. It looks like she's wearing like a bikini. It looks like she's wearing a pink bikini, and she's just got green skin, and I really dislike it. And I know that, like, in her original model, those like panels, for lack of a better word, are differently coloured. But because but because the whole colour scheme is different, it doesn't give that impression. Literally, I saw it and I was like, holy shit, she's wearing like a bikini, or just she's just out there in her smalls. And I what? And why does she look like that? But Nidoking fucking looks like that. He's got a much cooler shiny.
Yeah, it's very bad. This is the hideous shiny green that Pokemon get.
Yeah.
There's something even worse, which is the fact that you may notice that shiny Nidoking over there is the same color as regular Nidoqueen.
Yes.
And so what they did was they swapped the palettes of Nidoking and Nidoqueen in their evolutionary lines, which is a great idea. And then when they got to Nidoqueen, they were like, actually, fuck this. Let's go with
let's just make it green.
Yeah, fuck you. So this is what shiny Nidorina looks like, which is pink because it's
because that's what Nidoran is. Like, because they swapped them, and the male Nidoran line gets like exactly the Nidorina line of colors. And then Nidoran female Nidorina get swapped perfectly. And then, like, what they should have done is make Nidoqueen pink like Nidoking with the white colors everywhere else, and it would have looked totally normal. And instead of looking like a fucking she's going to the beach. I don't know what to say.
She's going to the beach and she has liver damage.
Yeah, it's not good. She's very gangrenous. She's got scurvy. It's not good.
Nidoqueen is one of my favorite Pokemon too, mostly for nostalgia purposes. But they done you dirty.
Yeah.
Speaking
of being done dirty and not having a good shiny, Pikachu. Now, and first I just want to apologize. I'm sorry that these are so blurry, but we talked about the model problem. There's not a lot of high-res images, especially for shinies. So you'd think that the literal poster child of your franchise would have a cool alternative form for people to look and catch and be excited about. But no, they just get like slightly brighter yellow. That's the shiny. For those of you who don't know, so shiny Pikachu is on the left and regular Pikachu is on the right, which might confuse you as it did me, because I have absolutely seen art of Pikachu that looks like the one on the left.
Yeah, you got it mixed around the other way the first time you said it too, and I was about to correct you.
Sorry.
Look, there's nothing to apologize for. It's their fault.
Yeah, it's very, very confusing. But this is one of those things that I was trying to allude to. I was like, if you like had never gotten a shiny before, and this was your shiny, and you like couldn't even tell that it was shiny, because there's a lot like this. There's a lot that are basically exactly the same color, but a slightly different tint, maybe slightly lighter, slightly darker. And that I cannot understand the decision to make that the shiny form for a Pokemon. They should be awesome. They should be like these cool alternative things that just have a cool different color, and not just like, oh look, it's a slightly different shade of yellow. Love it.
All I can think was that they were going for gold, and they didn't do that. and so maybe they should have said, "Let's try something else." But
Yeah.
pink Pikachu
yeah.
would have been fine. I'm sure it might not have even looked. It might not even looked good, but it would have been better.
Yeah, it honestly would have been better. But like, and the thing is as I was going through this, I started to wonder whether or not some of these shinies were actually bad, or whether or not my eyes were just so used to the non-shiny version that seeing them in a different color just looked wrong. And I don't know if maybe they tried that with Pikachu and they were like, no, this just looks fucking weird. It can't be this.
Yeah.
Maybe they did, but I would like to see the proof of that for my own eyes, because I don't believe it at this point.
Totally. All I can I don't know. All I can think of was that they did this in. So, do you have any, or did you come across any information about Pokemon Stadium?
So I have played Pokemon Stadium before because I had a friend when I was in primary school and he had a Nintendo 64. And sometimes after school, if my mum was running late, I'd be able to go to his house and his mum would let us play on the Nintendo 64 and play Pokemon Stadium. And it was fucking awesome. What an awesome game. Why don't they still make those?
Because fuck you. Yeah. Pulling out F's in chat. But in those games, if you gave a nickname to your Pokemon, they would change colors. I think.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool! What a cool idea!
And I think you could customize which particular shade they were depending on like how you nicknamed them.
That is insane.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's really, really cool.
I'll find out all the specifics and talk about it next time. But yeah, and I remember the different color of Pikachu being this different shade and being like, oh. So that's the only reason I can think of that they kept going with this. But yeah, that's totally a thing. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's like a pattern of naming them to get a particular shade in Pokemon Stadium that you want. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Here we go. Dom says, for the names, you can use lower caps, reverse the names, take out letters, abbreviate to like pick out. This changes the standard color for an alternative one, which is basically just a lighter or darker color. Yeah, I can't remember if there's multiple or not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch some YouTube videos of that later. That's super interesting. Thank you, Dom and Brendan, for the tidbits.
So, and if you verse NPCs, you'll see some, like a bunch of them will have their names like bastardized, like you mentioned, like Drill B instead of B Drill, and they'll be different colors. Like
Interesting.
NPCs have nicknamed their Pokemon for alternate colors too.
Well, they get to nickname their Pokemon too. It's not just...
Exactly. Like, it'd be good if they had that in the mainline games too. It's like you come across like a Lucario and it's called like Buff Daddy or something like that. Like, that's what I want.
Yes, that would be awesome. That would be really, really awesome.
So the secret to the color variations lies in the names you give your Pokemon, as well as your trainer ID number. Okay, when we start again. So yeah, I was nearly
Pretty
there.
close. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
There's some really interesting secrets about. I'm sure there's a Did You Know Gaming about Pokemon Stadium. If not, look, I'm free. I'll voice it over.
Up.
I'll write it.
Hit him up.
I'll fucking write
Hit
it.
him up. That's all. Hit him up. That's all.
Yep, that's all.
He's available.
It's like that just reminded me of Tally's responses to all the Hong Kong protests. Sounds good. Yep.
Yep, sounds good. Honestly, I was with the guy at the end. He was like, "Oh yeah, and free Hong Kong." I was like, "Oh fuck, now he's got to deal with this." And then the kid was screaming.
Yeah.
Why was there a kid screaming that? I was surprised. Good on him if he was that politically aware. But
I just thought it was interesting because Tally's made his own political leanings very known. Which is
I think he was erring on the side of caution, as probably because he watched what happened to the casters in the Blitzstring situation. He's like, I better not say something that could be seen that way because I don't want to get fucking blacklisted. But he did it as well as he could without probably jumping in and being like, yes.
Let's move on.
Yes, let's stop looking at these awful shinies. And let's look at one which is a big fucking yes from me. I really like this. It's nice. This is for me a great example of a shiny where it's a color change that is cool, visually and like very clearly differentiated, and and just changes the mood of it a little bit. But it also just doesn't look stupid and like it doesn't glare in your eyes, because there are some ones I'm going to show you that just are an extremely aggressive shade of a certain color. And I am not here for it. I like these sort of soft, sort of muted color palettes that they've chosen for some of them. I feel like if this was a really bright purple or a really bright pink, as a lot of them are, you'd sort of be like, oh, like it's really aggressive in your eyes. And this is just a nice soft feeling that's washing over me. I'm a very big fan.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also the two colors that they've actually swapped, you can see there's a sort of shade of purple on the ears and hoofs, also matches with the other sort of purpley, whatever you want to call it, Cass. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Rapidash, this is Rapidash after listening to the Black Parade. Absolutely. If Rapidash had a black torso, that would be 100 times cooler as well. I would love to see that. Someone Photoshop that.
I'm going to copy and paste Dom's suggestion so I can name the VOD that.
Oh, yes.
I'll go to the next spec while you do.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about this?
No, just that I love it. That's all.
We'll talk more when it comes to Pokemon that we don't love.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Hey, look who it is. It's everyone's least favorite.
Pink Flash Monster.
So this is actually this was the shiny that made me think I should do an episode that has all of the bad shinies, because I was playing Pokemon Go as I like to do, and I was looking out and there was a gym near me, and then this dickhead popped up at the gym because someone had the misfortune of getting a shiny Drowsy and evolved it, and then had put it there for us all to see, and it's atrocious. Like this is what I was getting at. I was saying that there's these really aggressive shades of pink, and it's way too much. Firstly, set aside your pink flesh monster concerns. Just from like a visual aesthetics point of view, it's really offensive. Like it's just like like it's gonna punch me in the fucking face. That's what I feel like this color is gonna. That's what I feel like he's gearing up for.
Yeah.
Like it's. Ugh. But then on top of that, he's still a pink fucking flesh monster. And are there not enough of these in the game? Did we need to make more?
There's something I'm really concerned with, and that's his ruffles. I don't know if it's because the pink is overpowering my eyes and my what are they called? The rods and the things are going fucking mental because I'm staring at this. But it looks to me like the ruffles are also a extremely light shade of pink. I don't think on further inspection, I don't think they are, but all this pink makes it look like they are.
It does. Yeah. And they do this a lot with the shinies. They just make it all pink, where it like certain colors you can do that where it's all one color. Like blue is a really easy one. Something can be all blue and it's fine. The minute something's all pink, it's really not fine. Like, it's really, really not fine.
Think about it. If your Pokemon doesn't have that many contrasting colors, don't change the predominant color to pink.
Yeah.
There's an exception to that rule, but we'll get to it.
We will. Soon enough.
Yeah. I think with Hypno, I think the idea would have been to change the color of the ruffles. I don't know what color you change it to. Something that goes well with yellow that still conveys.
Black, honestly.
Black? Oh, yeah. That would look fucking sick, actually.
Yeah. I think it would look awesome. But whatever. Don't hire me then. That's fine. I'm just here slinging out my ideas for free.
Good damn it, James Turner. Yeah, and also I don't like the pink flesh monster having the ability to put things to sleep.
Yeah. There's some I don't want to get into it because I don't want to look at this any longer. But there's some really disturbing like either Pokedex entries or allusions or things that have been alluded to about Hypno and like abducting or luring away small children, and it's really, really not good.
No, that's incredibly bad. I had to bring up an actual picture of Walrein I couldn't remember what it actually looked like.
Yeah. So, like I said, blue is a color where it's quite easy to have it all one color, and it doesn't look like stupid. This looks stupid to me. This looks like incredibly stupid, and I think because for starters, his mustache fluff.
His head.
His head looks dumb enough in the first place.
Yeah.
To me, I don't like it. I'm not. I don't care. And then they went and made it worse by making it this, again, really aggressive pinky purple.
Lilac, I would call it.
Lilac is a great word, and that is correct. I really dislike it. And I don't feel like I have anything to say that I didn't just say about Hypno, but like, it just doesn't work. And it's one of those things that I feel like a shiny should be like a cool reward. It should be cool above all else, and it should be like something that you want to show off. Would you want to show this off to people? If you got this, are you going to be like, fuck yeah, check this out? Because when I got a shiny Turtwig in Pokemon Go, I was like, fuck yeah, look at my shiny Turtwig, everybody. It looks cute and cool. And then this, I would send this one to the professor, never to be seen again. That's what I would do if I got this in Pokemon Go.
Off to the gallows with you. I think there's some serious problems with Warring going on as is. But yeah, I totally agree. Not good.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to mention, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway.
That's okay. We don't want to say anything about this.
I'll look up shiny Turtwig too, because
yeah, it's one of those ones where it's not that different. It's not a great example of a shiny, but I do really like it because it's different enough for me. Where it's clearly distinct and is still cool for me.
I remember what I was going to say.
Yes.
I think this is a perfect way to encapsulate it. You want your shinies to basically be like heroic tier sets. They need to almost universally be objectively better.
Yeah. Because you see that it's like that Jeremy Clarkson screen cap where it's like, this is good, but I like this. I don't know if anyone else has seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it should be. Like, you shouldn't see it and be like, I hate it. I don't like it. It should just be like a better version of it.
Yeah.
Like a cooler version. Heroic tier sets is the... Love it. Oh, can't do our hand sealing anymore. Whatever. Sorry.
In saying that, the Death Knight set... Oh, fuck. Anyway. So I'm not going to get into that. I'll put Turtwig up on the next slide. Now. Yeah. My longest year boy.
Yeah. Because this is a fucking awesome shiny. Yeah. This is the heroic version of Rayquaza. Mm-hmm. Fucking look at him. He's black. Everything else is almost exactly the same, but he's like fucking put on a suit and he's gotten his cool, sleek black dragon look. I fucking love it. I'm really here for it.
I would argue if he wasn't the mascot for Pokemon Emerald, Rayquaza should have been black all along.
Yeah, because how fucking good does this look?
And
it looks so good.
Made the shiny white.
Yeah. That would have been really fucking good.
But yeah, fuck yeah, it looks sick. Good job. Yeah. Good job.
They did. They knocked it out of the park. They really did.
The yellow and red and pink works as well too, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's the limit of the amount of colors a Pokemon should have. I know we've talked about this before, but they picked him well. And I think by not changing, because he's normally those yellow lines are still yellow, I believe.
Yes.
So it's familiar, but still visually distinct.
But not too familiar.
Yeah.
But not too not familiar. Yep. Next one.
Yep. No, I like that. I was just reading John's comment about gold trimmed armor in RuneScape, and this is what you dreamed it would look like. Yeah. that's also what shiny should be. There should be the gold trimmed armor in RuneScape.
Exactly. Trading Rune Skimmy. I really like this shiny. I like the original design anyway, but
yes.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Looks fresh. It looks like completely different. You might not even know that this would be a ghost type or.
Yeah, and it's funny because I did include this because I know we talked about Chandelier's visual design and I know how much you liked it. So I was curious for your opinions on this because I really like it. I think the fact that they've kept his head that kind of greenish hue. I don't know if that's coming through clearly or not, but it is kind of a green hue, which is like a nice way to kind of keep it a little bit eerie and a bit spooky because he is a ghost type.
Yeah. And the pink eyes are they contrast really strongly with everything else, but it works for some reason.
Yeah. But yeah, the flames, I just think they did it. Like, this is what I'm saying. Visually distinct, familiar, but not too not familiar. Mm-hmm. Love shinies like this. Despise shinies like Hypno.
Mm-hmm. Dom, when you're saying Chandelure taking on Halloween Town vibes, I can only assume you're talking about the Kingdom Hearts level. And you've hit the nail on the head. This looks exactly like a Kingdom Hearts enemy, which is fucking
Yeah.
weird. And I can't. My brain is exploding because of how perfectly that works.
Should send this to Tetsuya Nomura. Stat.
She won't care. Next one. Interesting.
Next one. Now, I've just noticed. Well, I haven't just noticed, but there's a bit of a recurring theme with the shinies that I like. They're all black. I don't know why that is. So far, at least, there are some other ones that I like that aren't these black shinies. I just think that there's so few of them, and I really, really love them. I just love the idea of them. I like how they just look like they're these cool fucking warrior ninjas versions of themselves, and I just really like it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I like the black ones as well. I don't know. It's the same in lots of different things like Smash and sometimes wrestlers. I feel like the black version works really well. I couldn't tell you why. I'll come up with some theories maybe later. But also like white and gold as well. But maybe not necessarily for Pokemon. But if you want to sort of show something that, I don't know, it's a bit special, they seem like good color variants to do that.
Yeah. Now, you've just said white and gold, which again, very underused color in the shiny world. Think of a Pokemon that is white and gold, and just imagine what its shiny form might be like. Perhaps black and gold, because that would be logical. Well, if only, if only, because look what they did to Solgaleo, whatever. This is the one from Pokemon Sun.
Solgaleo got sunburnt.
Extremely sunburned. Like fucking, it's so neon and aggressive.
It should have been black. Yeah.
Should have been black. It really should have been black. That would have made a lot more sense.
Or it should have had the same colors as the counterpart. They should have done a tail swap.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. But instead we have this pink monster, and it's just.
Dom, real quick. I'm not sure what movie you're referring to. Yeah, that was sarcasm. Yeah, it looks really bad. What the fuck were they thinking? My guess is that they weren't, and they ran out of time. And they were got the paint bucket tool, clicked red.
I genuinely think that they got the same thing that I did. They started off doing a few, and they were like, "Oh yeah, these look really cool," and then someone's like, TikTok motherfuckers, we got to ship 800 shinies out by, the end of the year. And they're like,
we had to make individual models for each of these fucking Pokemon again.
It's a tale as old as time.
Also, I was going to mention this before, and now I've forgotten it, so never mind.
That's okay. I've just noticed you were at 9:30, so I'll go real quick through these next ones.
By the way, I'm rushing through it because I need to pee.
If you want to go, I can talk about the next slide.
That's okay. We still have a new segment to trial. Actually, no, you do that. You keep talking. Do you want to talk about leave us on this slide?
Yeah, leave it on this one. So our favorite thing in the world, Ultra Beasts. You know them, you love them, or at least you love Buzzswole and you hate the rest, as I do. And they all have shinies. Now, I know this is going to sound like, yeah, of course they all have shinies. They're all Pokemon. Except that I didn't really think about it. I genuinely didn't think about the fact that they would all have to have shiny variants. So I just put them all in here. I don't want to even look at this for too long. Firstly, Buzzwoles, fucking sick. It looks like it clashes horribly from here. Being green and red, you're probably going to look like a Christmas tree. But I don't care because Buzzwole is the only good Ultra Beast, and I love that he's got this big, bright and colourful one. Everyone else can go and get fucked, especially the Cheese Tower. That's an awesome way of saying it. The Cheese Tower. It's not good. The Butter Building, if you will. Thank you, Dom. If all of the other ones, and that weird, what did we call it? The spooky ice cream clown boy. He's got this weird dark blue head. I don't like that either. I don't like anything. I don't like any of these at all. Even Guzzlord, who's probably my second favorite Ultra Beast, isn't even that good.
I was about to say, I like Guzzlord.
You like Guzzlord?
The color swap, yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. Is Cosmog Cosmog looks exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I did include those ones only because I couldn't get a clean screenshot of them all without including Red with Tapu Fini and Solgaleo.
Yeah.
Solgaleo.
Oh,
but
is that
yeah.
what this was here for?
Yeah, that was just covering it up because I was only
Right.
wanting to talk about the Ultra Beasts.
Well, too bad.
Everything else, I hate that they get
God.
shinies, and I hate that Naganadel got a good shiny color scheme because it means that someone else didn't get a good shiny color scheme, and instead it's wasted on this stupid fucking Ultra Beast that no one is going to have a shiny of anyway. So why did you even bother?
I'm trying to find Naganadel. I don't know what
it's
it
next
is.
it's next to the
Yes.
the construction site. The brick shipment from Austral or wherever.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, it's a good color scheme, and I hate that he has it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Staccatica looks fucking terrible. It looks like it's built with uranium bricks.
Yeah.
Nihilego. Oh, looks like it reminds me of a latte. Yeah,
Not good. Not good.
Necrozma with the fucking pink and blue going on. Oh my god.
Yeah. And why does he need 3 fucking forms? Fuck you, Necrozma. He's got stupid.
Something I have been listening to a lot lately is a heavy metal cover of the Ultra Necrozma's theme. Because I've been listening to it thinking, man, if I was a wrestler, this would be a really good entrance theme. Because it's hype as shit.
Someone will do that soon enough.
Oh no, it exists. I've been listening to it a lot.
No, as in someone will use it as a wrestling intro, surely.
It's
the way that wrestling seems to be going by the news updates I get from you. Yeah.
Wrestling, everyone who organizes wrestling have all finally realized that it's just anime and we should stop pretending that it's not. I really want to mention Blacephalon.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm almost certain that they've changed how that Pokemon's name is spelled since last week.
Probably.
This is like
I just called him this stupid ice cream clown handkerchief boy thing. Whatever we called in that episode that we did on Ultra Beasts. I was talking about him while you were gone. I hate it. I don't like everything about it just shits me because Naganadel and Guzzlord got good color schemes. Which, considering how many other Pokemon have shithouse color schemes, is annoying.
Yeah.
Buzzwole is the only one that I love for the opposite reasons that I've just stated about how I don't like aggressive colors and they don't clash and all that stuff. But Buzzwole is he's a rule unto himself, and Buzzwole's okay. Everyone else fucking sucks.
What Guzzlord, which I said that I liked, it's sort of the example I was talking about when I prefer either a black or white color swap. That's why I like the Guzzlord one, but I can understand why you wouldn't like it, because look at it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's still a lot. Still a lot.
Solgaleo is absolutely fucked there.
Yeah, and I want you to, as we go on to the next slide, remember Solgaleo. I'm not undecided at this point. Keep in mind the assault on your eyes that gave to you, and then look upon my fucking boy.
I don't understand. Why is this fine?
Well, it's fine because I like Ampharos. Is the main thing.
No, that's... Yeah, this looks so much more palatable.
Yeah, and it's because the pink is muted. That's the difference. Like, it's not. Yeah. It's whatever shade of pink they used for most of the shinies have this real harsh and aggressive tint to it, and then just there's a handful that have these muted tones. Like a lot of the Gen 1s have these real muted tones in the shinies, which when you're looking at them quickly makes them look quite boring and dull, but it actually means that you can put all sorts of colors on, because the minute that it's muted you can put a more aggressive color on and it's fine and it doesn't feel like painful to look at, like visually painful. I really struggle to look at some of these bright colors. This is a beautiful soft pink, and it's perfect, and I love it.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I like the blue too. Usually, I'm fairly sure I've made my feelings about pink flesh monsters known, but yeah, I think the muting really works. And what if I mean this would have worked for? Look, I reckon you probably this would have been better for Sol Galileo is what I'm going to call it.
Sol Galileo Galilei. Use his full name, please.
You're right. Yeah, that it would have worked better than this. I don't know if it would have worked entirely, but yeah, come on.
Because that's all you have to do. You just tone it down. Like literally tone it down, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. This next one, I don't know. This next one is my actual favorite shiny. Before Bianca we even talked about what my favorite shiny was, so this worked out really well.
Yeah, it's a really fucking good shiny. Now, because this is an example where Umbreon, in case you don't know, is normally black, but he has kind of like a yellow golden marking color. And this is an example where, thank Christ, they didn't change him from being black mostly
to pink. What if they did that?
Yeah, see, right? Just imagine that. Imagine if they made him like hypno colored. That would have been awful. Really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
And it also would have made no sense because he's like a dark type Pokemon. Don't make him a bright color. He's like the dusk Pokemon or something.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And they kept him black and they just changed the yellow to another, and it's not an aggressive color. It's a nice soft blue. It's still, toying with the flame, and it just looks really good. And it's a nice, cool reward thing that like makes me want to show it off. And that's what I think shinies should be.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Umbreon just rules as is, but yeah, the shiny is even cooler. Now this next one, I was going to do here's my favorite, but we already picked it. So this next one is obviously a troll, but I do genuinely think shiny Garbodor looks really cool. Well, not really cool. Looks cooler.
Yeah, because he's normally got
the teal.
Yeah, it's the teal, and it's also the brown. It's not brown anymore. And that's a big improvement. Yeah. That's a real big improvement.
Yeah. I mean, what do you actually think about? Like, obviously, you just said it's a big improvement.
I don't
do you
mind
think
it.
It's acceptable.
Yeah, no, I think it's acceptable. I think it's distinct enough because it hasn't got pink, the pink bits in him. And then the main color has changed from brown to this sort of gray color, which is fine by me. But they also haven't strayed too far away by keeping it teal instead of dark green. Yep. They made it fucking pink. It would have looked stupid,
Oh my God.
Like it would have looked dumb as hell. Yeah, like it's just one of those things where it's like, and I just want to make this clear. I still think Garbodor is trash, but this is, as far as shinies go, this is what I would think is a pretty good shiny. It's different enough, and I like that.
Yeah, cool. This next one is legit my least favorite shiny. It's one of the worst things that's ever appeared in a Pokemon game, which is shiny Alolan Graveler, which we've talked about this on the stream. Looks like a big pool of poo with corn chunks in it.
Yeah, which it's funny because like you're absolutely correct. But he also just looks like a fucking rock. Like that's what rocks look like. Yeah. And he is a rock. I feel like we got desensitized to the fact of what the rocks should look like because Geodude's this weird not rock color. He's like the color of wood, I would imagine. And like Graveler is also this weird not rock color. And then Golem's fucking green. He's a proper rock. He's like clay. Yeah. It's like the kind of ochre clay. Yeah. He's mud.
Oh, so he's clay. Yeah, I think I'm more correct with clay. Yeah.
He's fine in theory, but in practice, no.
With the stream about to wrap up, we can get my roommate in to review a Pokemon if you want.
So which one? Yeah, which one? I kind of want to do two. I kind of want to get us to do two. I wanted to look at one of the really bad shinies. We should get ones. We should get them side by side so she can. Actually, here's what we should do. We should show her Hypno side by side with real Hypno and ask her to pick which one's real.
Right. Okay. That's a good idea.
But I'm also down to show one of the horse Pokemon if you wanted to show the horse Pokemon or like a Rapidash or something.
I don't have any other suggestion. Let's do Keldeo.
Keldeo. Yeah. Actually, that's a really good idea. Specifically in that pose.
One sec. bringing up a bloody side-by-side image.
Oh yeah, I can chuck a matching one in if you like.
Oh no, I got the matching one.
Oh, awesome.
I'll message her.
And just while you're doing that, I just wanted to shout out to PokemonDB.net, who has, and we ran out of time for it, but what I was going to do is get you to screen share and just scroll through their Pokedex view, and you can see the overwhelming hue of green and pink.
I did that earlier in the day.
Yeah, it's quite a set. I'm going to post it in the chat for everyone.
Yeah.
Highly recommend taking a look through because I skipped over so many. There's so many that I could have substituted in for like Hypno. It's just that he was the most egregious.
Yeah. I go to the Pokemon DB website whenever I am looking for I need to batch look through Pokemon sprites because it's the only place that I can find where there's actually decent versions of them all in one place because everywhere else is just a list of Pokemon names.
Yeah. I like how you can see all of the sprites, and also if you ever click through on one, you can see all of their sprites throughout all of the different generations, which is awesome.
Where is she? Go grab her.
Alrighty.
Just my impression of Bane from the Hit movie. Oh no, Batman from the Bat. You get it.
It's my favorite Marvel character, definitely. I'm keen if you guys think that I've missed any. If you have a particular shiny that you love or hate, please tell me. Or speak now or forever hold your peace. But I do highly recommend either way. Click through that link that I posted, and just look at them all.
One of these is the color palette swap. Which one do you reckon is the correct version?
Is it the yellow one?
Yes. That wasn't too hard.
Pink one better, though.
You like the pink one better?
Fuck yeah.
No.
What's your other question?
Oh man, that was not though. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that.
What do you think about this Pokemon?
Is its tail and mane camouflage to the sky?
No, the sky is my doing.
Oh.
That's the background I put in there.
So it's just got the sky on its butt.
The sky has nothing to do with it. It just looks like that, yeah.
Okay. I don't like it. I hate its fucking... Why does it have a big, bouffant?
Yeah, it's got like a mullet, doesn't it?
A bouffant, but also giant eyebrows?
Yeah.
I hate it.
I'm going to talk about this for half an hour next week.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I have to. It's my duty.
I hate it.
Alright.
That's my 2 cents. What's its name?
Keldeo.
What?
Keldeo?
That's fucking stupid.
I don't know what it
Go
means.
to that.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you, Ali.
That's alright. Is that all you want?
Yes.
Alright.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna have
All
a shower.
right.
Hi, Bianca. Bianca?
Hello. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. That's fucking great. Real good episode, in my opinion.
That was hectic.
And I was there for most of it too, so that was good.
Love it. Can't wait to talk about Keldeo more next week.
Thank you for the link, Dom. I'm literally going to watch that as soon as I stop streaming.
Hell yeah, me too.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Bye. Don't forget about Keldea's butt.